Hey everyone, Black 6 from BZPower back here for a pretty awesome set review. Today we have got 70788 Kopaka Master of Ice. This is one of the 2015 Bionicle sets that LEGO has kindly sent to us to check out. Make sure you check out our unboxing video so you can see all the sets we currently have and we'll be reviewing in the near future. So, taking a look, the past few years construction sets have come in plastic bags, but now we're back to boxes, but no normal boxes. So these are, I guess, hexagonal from the top, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sides, but not very regular, and also on the bottom. On the front here, we see the new Bionicle logo featuring the Mask of Creation. This is the European version, so it does not have the piece count, although that is 97 pieces. We see its ages 8 to 14, set number, and the set name. Of course, Kopaka is taking up the majority of the frame. We also have this Stonehenge-like construction on the right here with some of the symbols that we've seen on the Mask of Creation and some of the other images that LEGO has released thus far. We have one of the skull spiders here. This one is in silver, coming after Kopaka. That's one of the cool things, I think, about the new Bionicle sets is that they include both the hero and the villain in the box, so you can have some playing fun right out of the get-go without having to buy a couple sets. And we also see that this set includes the gold Mask of Ice. Flipping the box around, we see a bunch of callouts for the action features. So Kopaka can use his spear as, I guess, a ski pole here. And we also see that gear functions are back. You can turn the yellow gear on his back to get his arms to spin. We also see that if you push down on the back of his eyepiece, the mask will pop off. This is definitely reminiscent of the original masks where it's kind of a challenge game to play with your friends and knock the masks off. And of course, once the mask is off, the skull spider can hop on the face and presumably take control of Kopaka. We also see a nice one-to-one image of that beautiful gold Mask of Ice. On the left side, we see that these sets do have combiners, so if you get the Protector of Ice and Kopaka, you can combine them to form what appears to be an even larger version of Kopaka. And finally, my favorite thing on this is this comic that goes along the bottom. So we start off, we see the Protector of the Ice, presumably protecting the gold mask, is being attacked by some of these skull spiders. We can see Kopaka in the background there. One of the spiders, I guess, subdues or overpowers the Protector. Kopaka has to race and grab the gold mask as he's able to put it on, and with the added elemental powers is able to easily defeat the skull spiders and free the Protector from their control. So it's cool that there's a little bit of the story on the actual packaging to help give kids an idea of what's going on. One thing about the packaging that I'm not a huge fan of is, this was sent all the way from Denmark, so maybe in the sets we get in the States it'll be less noticeable, but there are definitely already some wear marks on the corners of the packaging here. You can see that on the front as well as the back. So not the sturdiest of packaging like most LEGO boxes. The plastic is actually very flimsy. You can see it easily bends, whereas many LEGO boxes tend to be a bit sturdier, I feel. But we don't really care too much about the packaging, so let's see if we can pop this puppy open. Alright, so you've got the box open. Let's dump out the contents here. And we have got one nicely sized instruction manual with the same artwork that we got on the front. We'll take a closer look at this in a sec. We've got Kopaka's shield pieces / skis. Alright. We've got a sticker sheet with 2 stickers. I think this is one of the few times that one of the main characters has had stickers in a Bionicle set. We've got a large bag of beautiful pieces and a smaller bag where there's quite a few Technic pieces. So let's take a closer look at this instruction manual. The back has your normal win if you give them feedback. Here we have, looks like an extended version of the comic that was on the back. So you can see here at the beginning, there's a new first panel showing the Protector fighting off a bunch of the Skull Spiders before getting to the gold mask. And then in the end, after he is saved, you can see Kopaka and the Protector side by side being victorious. So we'll take a quick look through the instruction book itself. Looks pretty straightforward, nothing too out of the ordinary. All right, and then we'll get to the end. Also has additional instructions at the end, it seems, to change his shield into skis, so that's good. And then we've got the parts layout. So good selection of pieces. We'll get a closer look at that. We've also got this promotional image that we've seen before. Another ad for the combiner feature if you go into lego.com/bionicle/bi for building instructions. I'm gonna guess that those aren't up yet, but keep your eyes peeled and I'm sure someone will let us know when those appear. And there's also an ad for the app that will be on the Apple App Store and on the Google Play Store. There's a picture here of a tablet with what looks like some sort of movie. So I can assume that we'll get to see those on the App Store. And also they seem to be suggesting both apps and games coming up. So that is pretty awesome. And then finally we have an image containing all 6 of the Toa and their gold masks and the Mask of Creation in the center. So all right, enough of that. Let's take a look at the pieces. Okay, so here we've got the parts of Kopaka, the Master of Ice. We'll start off by taking a look at the swords. So they are pretty good size. They've got 3 axle connections on them and 4 Technic pinholes. So that's pretty good connection points, a lot of variety. And one of the coolest things is you can hopefully see that these kind of alternate, these little teeth in here, which allows the 2 swords, hopefully, to interlock. So they kind of hold together. You know, I'm only holding one of these, and they hold together pretty well. If I shake them enough, maybe they'll come apart. No, they hold together pretty well. So that's a really cool design element that the set designers were able to get in there. So really cool to see that. Take a look at the smaller bag first. The only new piece in here is the new claw from the Skull Spiders. So this is in, I think it's dark gunmetal is the color. Feel free to correct me. It's got a little clip on there, and I think if you really try hard enough, you can get a clip on some of these other surfaces, but it's not quite a perfect fit, but still pretty close. We have these new gear, or not new gear pieces, they've been around for years. So, but these are the gears that are used to make the action feature action. So that's cool. We got the 2 of those in black and 1 of those in yellow. We've also got some of the smaller 8-tooth gears. Got a couple of those. We've got a couple of these ball joints with a through hole, and then a variety of Technic pins and axles and some generic connectors. So nothing too exciting. I guess the only other thing might be this little lift arm here. On to the second box, or second bag. We've got a lot of new parts in here, so I'm going to put this down and we'll take a look at them one at a time. So of course we've got the new masks. So this is the Elemental Mask of Ice in gold. So that's pretty cool. These masks have, instead of a axle or a little peg connector, they have these 2 kind of divots in here that are designed to connect these little holes on the head, which I guess we can look at. And you can see that pops on, and it's a pretty solid connection, but not too solid that the action feature can't knock it off. So the mask, I think, does a pretty good job of evoking the original Kopaka and his Akaku. It's got obviously the kind of telescoping eyepieces on there. Same general shape. So I think they do a really good job of kind of reminding us of the original character. So I guess we'll take a look at the head now. So the head is kind of similar to some of the heads we've seen in the past from a design perspective. It's got a couple eye holes, definitely very robotic. It's got a pinhole on either side here, and it has these two little indentations that fit on into the mask. And of course it has a socket joint on the bottom. It is designed to work with the new eyepiece. So this has an axle through connector in it, and it comes in nice transparent light blue, like we saw a lot of in the 2014 Chima construction sets, and that fits right in the top of the head. And once you put an axle in there, it allows you to rotate that, which will knock off the mask. We'll take a better look at all those action features later on. Okay, so that's those guys. We also have this new armor piece in white. So I think the design is definitely very familiar and definitely reminds me of a lot of Bionicle pieces with kind of the ridges and the piston look. Definitely kind of evokes some of the original design aesthetic, and uses two of the little rod connectors to make it easily attachable to any of the shells from the CCBS or Hero Factory shells, whatever you prefer to call them. So we have these, what are these, 5 shells in gold. Let's see, we've got the the Elemental Mask of Ice running of the Akaku in white. No difference from the gold one that I already showed you, except for the color. Let's see. We also have the Skull Spider mask. So this is the villain mask. You get pretty much one of these in each of the Toa sets, but in different colors. It uses the same connection point on the back, but one of the cool things is that it actually has 5 bars, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, that you can hook on something like, say that, and then it allows you to move it. And you can kind of probably have already guessed that from seeing the Skull Spiders on there. We've got this piece, so the chest piece isn't new, but the printing on it is. It's got an interesting asymmetrical design. Definitely evokes some ice with the white, and the kind of metallic light blue matches with the translate blue that's also featured in the set. I think that wraps it up for new and printed pieces, but we also get this piece, this nice staff piece, which you guys will remember from some of the original Bionicle sets. So it's really cool to see this back in production. Oh, I did forget one new piece. So we also have this guy, which is the new gearbox. So we'll have to wait until we build the set to see how this all fits together. But clearly goes on the back of the torso piece and allows the action feature to be easily integrated. Some other pieces of note, we've got these nice pieces. I believe they're not new in this color combination. Definitely not a new piece. We've got some of these nice gold paw pieces. Some couple other different shells in white. We've got 5. We've got 3, and then we've got this guy. We do have a couple of the Hero Factory CCBS limbs in translate blue in 2 different sizes, plus the fist piece in translate blue. We get basic torso piece, feet in white, nothing new there. We get some of the friction joint pieces, as well as some of these awesome little guys to add some more ball joints on. We've got the newer style chest piece that has the clips, the bars on it, sorry for the clips. No hero cores here, even though we do still have the bar pieces. Let's see, we've got some other, normal Hero Factory CCBS limb pieces. nothing new or exciting there. And I guess finally a Technic axle. So that's all the pieces. You know, quite a few new molds, but not a huge amount. But I think it's still enough that it keeps it fresh and adds quite a few new possibilities to the Hero Factory line. So with the parts out of the way, let's go and put this set together. And here we've got the finished set. It's pretty surreal to think as I was building it that I was putting together a Bionicle set for the first time in, 4 or 5 years. So it was definitely a fun build. A lot of, maybe not a lot, but definitely a few new things on the CCBS design template that you're not going to be used to even if you were buying and building a lot of Hero Factory sets. So we'll take a look first at the Skull Spider. Nothing too exciting here. It's basically a mask with the 4 legs. It does have a decent amount of articulation, and of course it ties into the play features pretty well. So looking at Kopaka himself, he's got quite the range of articulation. So he's got 3 joints on each leg, on the hip, which has a friction joint, the knee, and of course the ankle. And then each arm has shoulder, elbow, and wrist. And then his head, of course, has some posability as well. And even his shoulder pads can move around a bit. So aesthetically, he definitely looks really cool. I know one thing that has been criticized a lot about some of the Hero Factory sets is that they tend to be very gappy, but I feel that Kopaka is pretty solid. If you look at his back, the designers put armor pieces in 3 different spots to help hide it. You still have some visible pieces showing here, maybe kind of under the arms a little bit, but all things considered, I think they did a great job with really filling him up. And this is a $20 set, and kind of really makes it feel like a $20 set. I really like the shoulder design. Really gives him a big kind of beefy look, like he's ready to take on whatever the Lord of Skull Spiders throws at him. He's armed with this nice spear featuring a Rakshi staff. So pretty cool. Not quite the sword of old, but still fitting for his character. On the other side, he's got this big shield, which he holds on by a half friction, half axle pin, so it can spin a little bit to help with posability, making sure that you get the coolest pose possible, and that Kopaka can use it to defeat his enemies. So taking a look at the play features, so we talked about the headpiece previously. So if I, let's make sure you can see, if I push down here, maybe. Okay, didn't want to work there. Okay, there we go. Had the mask on a little wrong. So if I push down on the eyepiece, You can see that the mask pops right off, and the eyepiece kind of pops up there. So we can show that again. Okay, so we'll put it back on his gold mask. So I'm sure while we're looking at the back here, you guys saw some of the gears. So there's an interesting little gearbox here using the 4-prong gears as well as the 2 8-tooth gears. I'm gonna get a little closer, hopefully you can see that a little better. So that when you turn this, it turns the gears and allows his arm to move. Having the second gear here adds some additional friction. So as you can see, when I'm not turning the gear, I can still move his right arm anywhere I want. And unlike with the original Toa and the Nuva, it doesn't just sag down below. So that's really awesome design that set designers used to still give the character all the posability that you want, but also the action feature. And the new gearbox works really well with that and gives him quite a wide shoulder base, even though they use the narrow Hero Factory torso. And then they use the normal torso points to connect his shoulder armor. So those are the main play features. Obviously, if we pop off his mask, the skull spider can pop on there. Gotta get his legs out of the way though. Alright, and Kopaka is, I guess, being controlled by the Lord of Skull Spiders, and you can see that the claws can wrap around on the back a little bit, and pretty cool, and actually makes it a little harder if you wrap the claws around to pop the mask off, so adds another dimension of play to the set. Now the, I believe, last real big play feature is if we pop off the shield here, we can split these in half and then go down to the bottom to his feet and pop that one on and pop that one on, and now he's got skis. Alright, and I guess he can, he needs a mask too. So I guess he can use his spear as kind of a ski pole as he goes and goes through the icy regions of Akoto to find his gold mask or take on the skull spiders. So that's really cool that they've kind of combined a bunch of the play features from 2001 and 2002. We got the gears, we've got the weapons that turn into accessories. Just got to watch out when you undo them that you get both of the pins out. Otherwise, you won't be able to stand up too well with pins sticking out of his feet, probably. And then those just go back together, and then pops right back on his hand. So yeah, that's pretty much everything with this set. I'm really excited that Bionicle is coming back. Super happy that the LEGO group decided to send us some of these sets early so we could take a look at it. Definitely got a lot of play value. I had a fun time building it. There's a lot of things you can do once you've built it, especially since you have a villain included right in the packaging. And having the 2 masks allows you to kind of do some more role-playing kind of things. So, you can give him his normal white mask and he can be on the quest to find the gold one. And instead of, having to buy mask packs and hope you get the right one for Kopaka, they already kind of provided the whole experience in one set, which I think for their target demographic for kids is going to go over really well. And I think that's a great change that they've implemented there. Set's got a lot of articulation, looks really cool. It's got some cool play features. I'm really excited to get my hands on the rest of these sets once they become available, and hope you guys are as well. As always, you can check out the full review with plenty of pictures on BZPower.com. You can subscribe to our channel to get even more reviews. We'll be reviewing definitely the rest of the 2015 Bionicle Wave as soon as we can get our hands on these sets. And make sure you check out BZPower and join our message boards to see all the latest Bionicle, Ninjago, Legends of Chima, Hero Factory, etc. News, and join our forums to participate in the discussions. There's a lot of discussion going on right now about what the storyline is going to be for Bionicle, and a lot of theories going back and forth. So come join our forums and get in on that, and share your thoughts, and we can see what actually turns out to be. Thanks guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed the review, and like I said, check back soon for more Bionicle 2015 set reviews here on BZPower.